Welcome to Tech Charters. In this video, I will show you how you can install and configure CUDA toolkit, CuDNN, and TensorRT on your system on your Fedora 41. So this is for Fedora 41. I'm running right now with GNOME 47 version. So I will show you how you can completely install and configure CUDA toolkit. So let's search CUDA toolkit first. So let's search for CUDA toolkit. Then here is the CUDA toolkit, and this is the version 12.6. I will show you how you can install CUDA 12.6, and with CUDA 12.6 I will show you to install CuDNN. Okay, so let's search for CuDNN, and here is the CuDNN, and download CuDNN. And you can see the CuDNN is 9.6, the latest one. I will show you this one also, and at the same time I will show you the TensorRT, how you can install it. Okay, so let's go inside the TensorRT, and if you click download, you will see some options. So before that, we need to log in here. So I will log in and then I will show you. Now I logged in with my NVIDIA account, and here you can see there is a lot of versions, version 1 to 10. So we'll use TensorRT version 10. So if you go there and agree, you will see there is TensorRT 10.7 is the latest one. So I will show you how you can install TensorRT 10.7. Okay, so altogether I will show you how to install and configure CUDA toolkit 12.6, CuDNN 9.6, and TensorRT 10.7. And finally, I will show you how you can use it with your TensorFlow or the PyTorch. Okay, and I will also install Zed IDE. You can also use Jupyter Lab, but I want to use Zed IDE, and I will show you how you can install it and use it. Okay, so let's get started with CUDA toolkit 12.6. So let's open the terminal first. And in the terminal, if I search NVIDIA SMI, you will see the NVIDIA graphics card version 565.77 is installed. To install the CUDA toolkit, we need to check the GCC version. So let's see GCC -- version. And here you can see the GCC version is 14 here. And if you use G++ -- version, you can see the G++ version. So G++ is not installed yet. Let me show you how you can install GCC 13. Okay, so let's go to the terminal. Let's clear the screen. So first command is sudo dnf install, and we want to install GCC -13 and G++ -13. We want to install these two. Okay, so let's press enter. So let's run it, and we need to put the password for the super user, and it's actually now installing GCC 13. So our GCC is installed. So we have installed GCC 13. So now let's check the GCC version. It's still 14. So we need to make our GCC 13 the default one. Okay. To do that, we will take a backup for the current GCC. Okay. So we just create a gcc.back file, and now we're going to run the alternative one, create a link with this, and finally I'm going to update the alternative. So this is the command. So you can see the GCC 13. I want to put this to the first one, and now let's update this, set this to the default one, and it should be the default one now. And for the G++, we can also put this command, and then we are going to set it for the default. And now let's run the GCC version. And you can see the 13 is the default version. Let's check the G++ version, whether it's available. Yes, of course, you can see the G++ is 13.3 and the GCC is 13.3. So this is the basic thing we need to do. So the next thing is we need to install few more things, and those are the requirements. So I'm going to run this command to install make kernel devel and dkms. We need these tools to install our CUDA toolkit properly. So everything looks fine, and already the link is created. So now we'll go and download the CUDA toolkit 12.6. Let's open the terminal, and here if I click Linux x86-64, and here if you go to the Fedora one, and the 39 version is the latest one they support, but it's actually working with the 41, so don't worry about this. And I'm going to do the run file local. So I'm going to download this one. This command will download the latest CUDA toolkit in our directory. So let's run this. Here is this. So our CUDA toolkit is downloaded. Now let's copy this command to install our CUDA toolkit. So let's run this. It'll take a little bit time to start, so let's wait. If you don't actually use the GCC 13, here you will get some error. So you can try with the default GCC version and run this installation command, but mostly you will get the error. And if you get the error, just you need to install the previous GCC version, which is 13, or you can use 12. And then if you run this command, it should work perfect. Yes, it's here. So now we need to accept the license. We need to write it, okay? And now I don't need to install the driver, okay? And I'm going to install the CUDA toolkit, CUDA demo suite, CUDA documentation, everything. Okay, let's install it. Okay, so CUDA toolkit is installed. So it's installed, but it's not configured yet, okay? So we need to put the path to the environment variable, okay? So to do that, we need to run, open the bash rc file. So that would be nano, and then this sign dot dash dot bash rc. We need to input the directory of the CUDA toolkit here, path, okay, LD library path. We need to do this. So here is the bash rc file. Let's go to the bottom, and here we need to put two of the path here. So the first one is path is equal to user local CUDA 12.6 being into the path, and then we need to put the LD library path. Make sure you do this properly. If you install CUDA toolkit 12.5 or 4, you need to change this one. Don't need to worry about the path, because I will put it in the repository. So you just need to copy and paste this, and please be careful, because we will put the CuDNN and TensorRT files inside this directory, so that we don't need to put multiple path here. So this is the path for CUDA toolkit. Let's save it with Control O and Control X to close it. Now I need to source this file to take it effect. And now let's run nvcc -- version. It should show us the CUDA toolkit version, and you can see it's showing the CUDA toolkit release version 12.6 and build CUDA 12.6 RC12. So it's actually working perfectly, our CUDA toolkit. So now we need to install CuDNN for our CUDA toolkit 12.6, right? So let's go to the CuDNN. Here is the CuDNN. Search on the Google and you will find this. So you need to log in also, I think. Yeah. So here we need to select the operating system Linux 8664, and here we need to, you can see there is nothing for Fedora. So let's go and download the Tarball one. And here you need to select which CUDA version you are using. So we are using 12.6, so we will go with the 12 version, and we need to download this one. Okay, so let's copy this. It will just download the CuDNN file on your system. So let's run it. Okay, so it's downloaded. Let's ls. Yeah, you can see the CuDNN file is downloaded. So we need to extract this one. Okay, so this is the command tar space dash xvf and the name of the file, and let's run it. It will extract all the files. So now the file is extracted. We need to copy uh, all the files inside this document. Like this is the CuDNN archive directory, and inside the include file, we need to copy everything and put it inside the include file of the CUDA 12.6. Okay, and we already put this CUDA toolkit path into the environment variable, so it'll work perfectly. So let's copy this, and because it's a sudo, so we need to put the password. And now we also need to copy the lib folder, lib directory files inside the lib64 of CUDA 12.6. So let's run it. So both are copied, and now we need to change the permission of those files. So you can see inside this file include the CuDNN and different versions this and age file, and here the lib file we need to change the permission. So let's run it, and don't worry please, because I will put all the commands into the repository, so you can just copy and paste. Now we need to download the TensorRT file. So let's go to the TensorRT. I already showed you how you can go there. And if you select TensorRT 10.7 and go there, and here you will see different packages. Here you can see the GA Linux 8664 for 12 to 12.6 tar package. We want to download this one. So let's go there. Okay, so it's downloaded. So let's go there, and we are in the home directory. So let's go inside the download directory because I downloaded it on the downloads directory. And if you see, here is the file we downloaded now. So we need to extract this file. So the command will be tar-xvf and the name of the file, and it's actually extracting now. Okay, so now we need to move some files from the include directory to the CUDA toolkit to include directory. And again, we need to move some files from the lib fold directory to the CUDA 12.6 lib64 directory. So let's go inside in the home directory, and let's run the command to, change the ownership. So here is the command. We need to change the ownership for these files, and it's done. This part, I will install TensorFlow to check whether everything is working perfectly or not. So to do that, before doing this, we need to install a Python version. So if you see here, if you run Python command here, you can see the Python 3.13 is here. So I want to change this, and I really like to use Miniconda for that. It's a Python package manager. So let's run Miniconda, and installing Miniconda. I want to use the Python 3.11 version. Okay. So let's go there, and Linux. Okay. So to download a different version, because if you download the latest one, you will get the latest Python version, but I want to use 3.11 version, because with 3.11 I can definitely create the latest environment with this, but the default I want 3.11. So here, if you see, this is the Python 3.9, but I want the 3.11 version. Here is the 3.11, and we need to download the Linux SH version. So this is the Linux SH version. Let's copy the link, and we will download it with wget and paste the link and it'll download the Miniconda. Now we need to install Miniconda with this command. Let's install it. And it's installed. So let's close the terminal and let's open it again. And if you see this base, that means our Miniconda is working perfectly. And let's create a directory here. And the name will be projects. Okay, so let's go inside projects. And here nothing is there. So I will create another directory here for our TensorFlow. So let's say Tensor. Create a directory and go inside the Tensor directory. Sorry, go inside the Tensor directory. Nothing is there. Let's clear the screen. Now I'm going to install TensorRT and TensorFlow to check whether the CUDA toolkit is working perfectly or not. Okay, so let's go to TensorFlow. So here is also another, it's a testing purpose installation for me, because if I go into the pip installer and if you click on these tables, it'll show you which version is supporting. So if you go there, if you go bottom, you can see the GPU version. So the TensorFlow 2.18, it's supported by CUDA 12.5 and CuDNN 9.3. So that's should like I'm installing 12.6. So let's check whether it's work or not. Okay, so let's go to open this. Let's go to the installation page, and here if you use Linux, you can see how you can install it. So here it's actually showing to showing how you can do that. So let's first create a environment for our tensor. Okay, so let's create the environment with Miniconda. So the command will be conda create -- name, and name will be tensor. And if I go there on the list, you can see this is supporting by 3.9 to 3.12. Okay, so I will go with Python is equal to 3.11 in the middle version. Let's check it. Okay. Now I created the environment. Let's activate the environment. Okay, you can see the Tensor environment is activated. So now let's go there, installation page, and we can install TensorFlow with this command. So this will install pip install. I will actually use this one, okay, from pip, because I don't need to use Python 3. I will install pip install TensorFlow and CUDA. So it will install the CUDA version of the TensorFlow. Let's run it. Okay, so it's installed. Now let's go there and let's check whether our GPU is working or not. To run this command, I will just remove the Python, because the Python version should be 3.11. So I don't need to use Python 3. By default, it should be Python 3. So let's run this. And you can see the device type is GPU, and here is the physical device. So now let's install Jupyter Lab. So to do that, we need to use pip install Jupyter Lab. You can also use Jupyter Notebook. Okay, and the next thing I need to download is IPyKernel, because I want to actually register the tensor kernel there so that we can easily check, select this. Okay, so the next thing is we need to register this. So IPyKernel is installed here, so we need to register it. So here is the name of the environment, and the display name is Tensor Python. That's fine. So now let's open Jupyter Lab. So to open Jupyter Lab, we just need to write Jupyter and space and lab, and it should open the Jupyter Lab. So here is the Jupyter Lab opened here, and you can see the Python tensor. We just registered it here, so it's here. And let's run this command, and let's first save this one. Okay, so let's save it, and it's a tensor check file. Okay, let's run it. It should, you can see the kernel is selected here, so let's run it, and it'll give you the answer that it's working with the GPU. So device type is GPU, so it's working perfectly. Okay, so now we'll install PyTorch, okay, in the same environment. So let's check how we can do this. So if you go to the PyTorch, search PyTorch and get started, and here you can actually select which one you want. So the stable one is 2.5.1, and if you select Linux and Python, and you have the option for CUDA 11.8, CUDA 12.1, CUDA 12.4. So we have the CUDA 12.6. So I want to go with the beta version. Okay, so let's select preview nightly, and if you see here, you can see the CUDA 11.8, CUDA 12.4, and CUDA 12.6 is also available there. So let's select this, and we need to run this one. Okay, so let's copy this. It will install all the torch PyTorch things in our environment. So let's close the Jupyter Lab for now, and let's run this command to install PyTorch. Now let's run the Jupyter Lab again. In Jupyter Lab, we will test the PyTorch. Okay. So here is the Jupyter Lab. We will use Tensor. Let's open the previous file. So here, so as you can see, it's again showing device GPU. So TensorFlow is working perfectly. Now let's check the torch. So we'll import torch, and then we'll see if CUDA is available for it. Let's run it. And it's showing true. So our both TensorFlow and Torch, PyTorch, both are working perfectly. So the next thing, let's install an IDE. So I like the Zed IDE. So let's install Zed IDE from here. Click download, and here is the command to install Zed IDE. So let's go to the terminal. Let's close this one for now. The Jupyter Lab. So let's paste this. It will install Zed IDE in our system. Okay. So let's check our directory. So we are inside the projects and tensor directory. So let's open all the files here with .command. So our Z is running now. Create a Python file here. So tensor.py. Let's create this. And now let's run the command to check PyTorch. So what we can do is to run this, we can save this and run the command. And also we can use the REPL. So let's copy this and click here. You can see the start REPL for Tensor. Okay. And you can see, okay, this is also one thing. It's already getting the Tensor environment. Okay. So you need to select which lines you want to, run. So it's actually running here, and it's showing that GPU is there. So if you run this again, it'll actually remove the warning. So this looks very nice, right? So this is the Zed IDE, and inside Zed IDE you can actually run interactive uh, Python code. So that's all. So hopefully you like this video. And if you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It's a new channel. Your help means a lot. So thank you so much, and have a nice day. PyTorch is installed.